Welcome to the poorly lit confines of the Impact Power Sports Studio. I'm your old pal EZ. Welcome to this Patreon bonus podcast. I see Chris is here, Bob is there, Kenny, Matt H., who I was just hanging out with Matt H. this past weekend at Berlin. First off, Benny is convalescing. I think Benny has a tendency to hoop it up. You know, maybe embellish. Hey, I'm an embellish guy. Yeah, he's fine. I'll just keep an eye on him, make sure he gets his medicine. Should be good to go. I think the better question is, hope I'm doing well. Hey, just $500. There it is, gone. Here today, gone tomorrow. My God. All right. Chris K is here and Chris P. Over the weekend, I went to the races at Berlin and went there for the Coleman Lutz 500. And man, that was fun. So you've got Coleman Lutz, his better half Lisa, Matthew H., his better half Nicole. Matt and Nicole's kids, oldest to youngest, are Ben, Lucas, and Emma. They're fantastic. Cole's kids are oldest to youngest, Gage, and then there's a couple others. Murphy, what the fuck is his name? Evan? Ian? Evan? No. Murphy. Lennox. Cute kids. And their pal Xander. Watching the races, doing our thing. We go into the pits. And that's cool. Because the drivers that are there, they just 9 times out of 10, they want to talk to you. And so we're walking through, and there's this young guy who he's just wrecked his car, and his car is all fucked up. And we come walking in, and we're just kind of strutting around doing our thing. And the pit crew guy is pulling the tire off, and it's destroyed. It's smoking, and the rim's all bent. And the guy goes, "Hey, you want a souvenir?" And the kids go, "Yeah, we'll take it." And so the race car driver, I forget his name, he autographs the wheel. And so Dad, that would be Coleman at the end of the night, he's got to fucking walk out of the stadium, out of the raceway with the tire and wheel. I told him, I go, "Yeah, you should give that to the kids and tell them to bring it over to Greg's house. He'd love that." Fucking Greg. Piece of shit. Sorry, I'm getting comfy here. Doing my stretches. You know how I like to do my stretches. But I gotta like dodge dogs. Get this, the story just broke. Since the beginning of June, there's been a local story of this kid, and I can't say that the kid is special needs or anything like that. I don't think so. But the kid's name is Penelope Wise, and it was interesting because her nickname is Penny, which is the name of the character in It. Pennywise. Where's Pennywise? Well, Mom and Dad put out an APB. They're like, "We can't find Penny. Where is she?" And then there was surveillance video of her walking down the street in this community of Cedar Springs or Rockford or some shit, that area north of Grand Rapids. And so people are like, "We cannot find her." And days turn into weeks. Weeks turn to more than a month. 7 weeks goes by. Matt said that the driver is Brady Musser. That's right. 7 weeks goes by. And then just this past weekend, lady's driving down the street, and something catches her eye. And the kid has a distinct looking face. The kid looks like mom drank a lot of booze, like during the pregnancy. Kid's got one of those faces. I mean, I know it sounds horrible, but it's true. The kid looks like kid looks kind of fucked up. Kid's 17. Well, person notices Penny riding down the street on a bike, calls the cops. Cops track down Pennywise. They found Penny. Well, she's been staying. Well, the guy whose house she was walking out of, some local dude who I think is a total piece of shit. He's a 44-year-old dude. And let me get to the ins and outs of the story here. First of all, the headline reads, deputies, man who housed missing teen will not face charges. So when I read that, I was like, okay, well, this must have just been like a friend of the family or something like that. No big deal. That has to be what was going on. Nope. Hang on, this camera's all jacked. There's a real learning curve on my tech setup here, but it'll do. So when I saw that there'll be no charges, I was like, okay, whatever. But then I got into the story a little bit more. The 44-year-old dude met Pennywise the day she turned up missing, or the day she was spotted on surveillance camera, June 1. So the kid has been with this dude since June 1, 44-year-old guy. All right. And then the sentence that puts it over the edge. Investigators have now learned that those two are now engaged. Oh, fucking shit. Is that, can you do, I guess you can do that in Michigan. Kent County Sheriff's Office said detectives had conferred with the prosecutor's office and said their office is not authorizing any charges at this time. So, okay. If you're a father of a 17-year-old and you find this out, how do you quell that rage? How do you wind up not getting arrested for trying to kill that guy or killing that guy? My God. I don't know. Or is it like, do you just write the kid off? Is this one of those deals where family like says, all right, fuck it, we're out. You've been a problem for 16 and a half years. Fuck you. Oh. So they're not naming the guy or anything because he hasn't done anything wrong, technically. But my God, 44 and 17? Anytime you have that large of an age difference, you know it's pretty fucked up. But she's a kid. Fuck me. Megan said my dad may be in jail if you were in that boat. Maureen says Penny is going to get grounded for life. Yeah, I don't know. I guess she's that's pretty sad, actually. Speaking of ridiculous, last year Michigan won their national championship, and probably the biggest thing that was involved with a lot of it was this Connor Stallions thing. You know, there was a lot going on last year. Harbaugh, Connor Stallions, sign stealing, Joe Martinez, national championship, beat Ohio State. You see, I like it when Michigan beats Ohio State, and I don't hate Michigan. Okay? I like it when they win. But that just seems so fucking dirty to me. All of that. Well, Netflix is coming out with a documentary. And it's called Sign Stealer. Centered all around Michigan's sign stealing scandal. In it, Connor Stallions will, quote unquote, tell his side of the story. I wonder if he's going to address when he was on the sidelines at the Central Michigan University game in a disguise. I wonder if that's going to come up. The article goes on to say that Stallions was the primary scapegoat for the sign stealing scandal, which plagued Michigan that season. Now, less than a year after all of that, Netflix will spotlight it as part of their Untold series for this year in an episode called Sign Stealer. It will first be available on August 27th and features Stallions prominently. I wonder how much they paid him for that. The last time Stallions made public comments, he was giving a statement alongside his resignation. He issued a few words and wasn't bitter over the way his time with the Wolverines had come to an end. But now I hope that this isn't just shitty. Like there's nothing to it, you know? I hope that there's something that's flat out juicy. Kenny writes, I'm 47, and I got a like on a dating app from a 35-year-old. And I immediately thought, why? Aw. Come on, Kenny. Amanda's here. She writes, Love Untold. I don't know what that means. Chris says that Dad needs to pull a Gary. How did you say that guy's name? Palaszczuk? That was the guy. Wasn't that the dad? The dad who was had a son who was assaulted by some dude. Was it a son or a daughter? I don't remember. His kid. And bad guy was being extradited. They're walking him through the airport. And dad is there, like, off to the side on the phone, acting like he's having a phone call, and he knows what's coming. He's got a pistol on him. Well, and there was video there. They're like, oh, we're bringing it, because there was a news story. There's TV news. And then he's like, he sneaks up next to him, kablamo, right in the brain. Oh, my God, Gary, what are you doing? And that was it. That was it. And I think he got off. It was... I think it was a justifiable homicide or some shit like that. It's like, I love when that happens. That's a wonderful thing. My God. There's the talk, about the presidential election. I know that's been kind of a thing that's been bubbling under. Obviously, I've talked about it quite a bit. And with Kamala Harris, and will she have the horses? And then there's talk about our very own Gretchen Whitmer. And she is saying, when it comes to vice president, that she is not interested. Look at this picture of her, by the way. What? Oh, my God. What a babe. She is so damn pretty. I'm telling you. Anybody who doesn't think that she's pretty only says that because they hate her politics. But she is a stone cold stunner. Shut the hell up. I'm not leaving Michigan. Whitmer denies interest in vice president nomination. Yeah, she's got work to do here. I like the fact, though, that that would be something. Because if Harris doesn't win, which I suspect she won't, if eventually Whitmer gets a shot at that, does she have even aspirations to do that job? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder why people even want that job. That fucking job sucks. Have you ever followed like the day-to-day schedule of a president. It's like from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed, there's something going on. You got to be in this place. You got to be in this place. You don't get time to even take a shit. God damn, does that sound horrible? The folks that did the Connor Stallions documentary or the docuseries, they also did the ones on Caitlyn Jenner and dude who was getting catfished, Amanda says. What was his name? Manti Te'o. That's right. Kenny says, I love how she used to be an Olympic athlete and successfully transitioned to being a woman and a politician. Y'all's governor is something else. Kenny is suggesting that Governor Whitmer looks like Caitlyn Jenner. If you're with me right now, I would slap your fucking face. Caitlyn Jenner's like in her 70s and used to be a dude. This woman has always been a woman. Shut up, Kenny, you asshole. Talk shit about my governor. Finally, and I apologize for this because I'm slightly lean on content today. It's been one of those days, if you know what I mean. Frankly, I'm just lucky to have this all done to some degree. There's been a lot of talk about today with the Secret Service chick, Kimberly Cheadle, on the Senate floor getting grilled, and that has went all day. I mean, Jesus. There was one point in that when there was somebody who was questioning her and said, based on what you've told some of my other colleagues and what you've told me, I feel like you have perjured yourself. And we are going to go over all of these things that you've said today to see if there's a possibility that you have perjured yourself while speaking to us. And if you have, we will be seeking out the trying to determine whether or not you can be charged for a federal charge of a perjury, which is, I mean, that's a pretty big fucking deal. But anyway, this is another group, excuse me, Representative Eli Crane. Don't know where he's from, but he is focusing on the spot where the bad guy shot Trump. Now, remember, when we first started talking, like a day after the shooting or 2 days after the shooting, when all this shit started to come out in the wash, and Kimberly Cheadle said, well, that building that the killer was on, or the shooter was on, I guess he's the killer, well, that had a slanted roof. And we don't put snipers up on slanted roofs. We don't cover... and that was so ridiculous because the guys who took the shot and killed him were on the slantiest of slanted roofs. So that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But anyway, this guy gets up on the roof to show you just how not slanty it is and how it shouldn't be an issue. So I'll feature that right here in this video. I think. Come on. Come on.
We're not close. Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm up here on the building where the supposed sniper took his shot. It's not that steep at all. We just had a 70-year-old man back here climb up on the roof easily. See that water tower behind me? Had Secret Service or anybody had sniper teams up there, this guy wouldn't have made it 5 feet up this roof. He would have been taken out. Behind me, you see the windows that Secret Service was supposedly in the second floor of this building behind. Makes you wonder why they weren't able to quickly dispatch the individual. And then behind me, back over here where those red roofs are, that's where the stage was set up. That's where the president was giving his speech from. A lot of questions here in Butler, but we look forward to doing oversight and getting to the bottom of it and making sure it never happens again.
This whole saga, this makes the killing of Kennedy, I mean, you can't even compare the two. When you take a look at what went on when Kennedy was killed, you know, there's been all sorts of conspiracy theories about this, that, and the other thing. But I don't think any of the conspiracy theories were because the protection around Kennedy wasn't good enough. This is all of the things that they were supposed to have done to keep the president safe, or the former president safe. It's so many issues that it's like, how can anybody not think that this was some kind of fucking inside job? Now, I see as I'm looking at the chat, Amanda says, "I told you guys." What do you mean by that? I told you guys. If I recall the last time we discussed this with you, you said the big takeaway you had was there's a rule. Hey, there's a rule. Secret Service, they can't fire until someone tries to shoot the president. The fuck are you talking about? I told you guys. Kenny also says R.I.P. to everyone's eardrums there. What are you talking about? Did my sound blow your ears out? I hope not. All right, I'm totally confused now. I told you guys, and then Chris says, told me what? What's for dinner? Yeah, man, what are you talking about? You can't just say, I told you guys. You got to go, I told you guys when I said blah, 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 blah. If you just say, I told you guys, but we don't remember what you say. It's not like we ever even listened to you. Kenny says the video started loud as fuck. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean it. I don't know why the hell that happened. Again, learning curve. New setup. Not my first choice for doing a podcast, but gonna have to do. Either that or no podcast. So hopefully it's okay. Bob says, Garen Thumb and Brandon Herrera just did videos on the shooting. Entertaining. Okay, I don't know who that is. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, a lot more questions than answers, to be sure. At worst, conspiracy. At best, the most inept thing that has ever happened in any protection of any former president or president. Okay, hang on. Let me see what Amanda said. They can't fire until somebody fires upon Trump. Well, yeah, but you said I told you guys. Was there something in that video that said what you said? I don't think so. Was there? Did anybody else pick that up, or is she just making that up? Because I don't recall that. What the fuck are you doing to me again? I'm going to watch the video again just for your sake. To see what you pulled out of that to make you say, I told you guys. You might be right. I don't know. Let me turn the video down a little so I don't blow your ears out this time.
close. Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm up here on the building where the supposed sniper took his shot. It's not that steep at all. We just had a 70-year-old man back here climb up on the roof easily. See that water tower behind me? Had Secret Service or anybody had sniper teams up there, this guy wouldn't have made it 5 feet up this roof.
Okay, now what he says there is if they had seen him, he wouldn't have made it 5 feet up this roof, which means they would have shot him the second he started to army crawl up there, which is the exact opposite of what you suggested. So what do you mean by saying, I told you guys?
He would have been taken out. Behind me, you see.
Yeah, I don't understand what you're bragging about. Kenny says, EZ says, let me turn it down, and then it's exactly the same level. Oh, shut up. Yeah, man, I hate to point out how stupid you are again, but you really go out of your way to make me talk about how dumb you are. Why do you keep doing that? I don't understand you sometimes. You know, I was feeling a little bit bad because my content was a little shorter. You know, I kind of like to go north of 30 minutes. But you continue to help me out in these particular ways, and I'm very, very happy for that. That makes you like star on the forehead. I know I'm really driving this point home, but we're all watching the same video, and out of the blue, you say, see, I told you guys. And we're like, told us what? Yeah, I told you they can't shoot at him until he fires first. I go, well, maybe I missed that in the video. I watch it back, and then in the video, they said actually the opposite of what you are claiming that he said. What the fuck? Chuck, God! I think you're an evil genius. I think you're actually brilliant. This is what you do this on purpose just to fuck with me. All right, that's it. I'm done. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you tomorrow, folks. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. I know. Welcome in, friends, to the dim confines of Fear Bunker North. Brought to you by Impact Power Sports. Hello to you all. It's been a day. It's not as frantic and crazy as yesterday, but it's been a day, and I think there's light at the end of the tunnel. I just pulled off a podcast as best as I could. Not mine. My free podcast went off fine, but I had to do the, by the way, I hate this camera angle. Reason why is because it really messes with me because it shows off my chin fat, you know, in a bizarre way. And I mean, I don't like to see it. I almost want to like look up at it so that it can hide my chin, you know, one of those deals. Chin fat's the fucking worst. Right now, my face is fatter than it's ever been, and I'm so not happy with that. And every time I see it, I'm like, God damn it, that's it. I am drawing the line. So I sit. Try to get, today wasn't great because at the radio station, I was starving again, and God damn it, somebody brought donuts yesterday. So, asshole. Anyway, I was doing that podcast with Christian Blatt called Who Are These Broadcasters? And my little satellite internet setup here could only do so much. And it allowed me to talk on the show, but you couldn't see my face, which was weird. And well, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I was planning on attempting to do the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast from here but I think I push the limits of what I can possibly achieve. It's just barely enough to be able to get a podcast done by myself. I don't have enough horses here to be able to pull off the type of situation where I'm beaming someone in, gathering the info, sending the data out, whatever. At home, it's a different story. But so unfortunately, I'm going to have to punt for the Ben and Eric show tomorrow and Who Are These Zanes? But we'll come back to that. We'll get it back after it next week. Should be in the clear for the rest of the foreseeable future. In terms of getting our shows done, stuff like that. It's been a little bit of a, with me being gone for the fraud bus vacation, which I love the term fraud bus. Oh my God. Whichever one of you came up with that was fantastic. But thanks for being here regardless. To my Patreon, you amazing audience members. I appreciate you. I have a bit of audio that I want to share. It is from Jeremy K. And he's been pulling Freebeer and Hot Wings clips for some time. And he pulled something that is truly brilliant. It's titled Hot Wings Broke. And what you got here is Jeremy capitalizing on Hot Wings laugh talking. As you know, we've talked about many times that by the way, Jeremy says, for some reason, the video is much smoother on YouTube than on Twitch. Well, that's interesting. I don't know why that is. I don't know. Anyway, Jeremy writes, this is talking about Hot Wings laugh talking, how he tends to laugh and speak at the same time. But in this particular clip, it was much more than that. He says, you can tell he wanted to laugh talk while he was laugh talking, so his brain melted. Instead of the movie Inception, it would be laugh talkception. Let's check it out.
Thanks for asking. I appreciate that. I mean, I was really nice.
Yeah,
like,
you're my hero.
I'm really.
It stopped. Hang on. I don't know why it stopped. Let me try it again.
Thanks for asking. I appreciate that. I mean, I was really nice.
Yeah,
like,
you're my hero.
I'm really happy that. Thanks for asking. That was really great. Because he won't eat anything else.
What?
God.
What the fuck was that?
Thanks for asking. I appreciate that. I mean, I was really nice.
Yeah,
like,
you're my hero.
I'm really happy that. Thanks for asking. That was really great. Because he won't eat anything else. Because he won't eat anything else. Great. Because he won't eat anything else. He won't eat anything else. I won't eat anything else. Eat anything else. Eat anything else. Eat anything else. Eat anything else.
You can tell Greg thought it was ridiculous because he starts cracking up.
God.
Oh. See, back in the day, we would have highlighted that. And it would have been fantastic. Jen says, are you having an earthquake? I don't know what you're fucking talking about. She is reaching out from the Albany airport. Linda says Hot Wings is a cartoon character. Jeremy, great pull. I can't wait to make that just a little, isolate just that one part and make it a regular thing for at least the next time we, Ben and I meet. Please remind me to have that clip if I don't have it, well, just remind me. You wouldn't know. How would you know? Thank you. Okay. This next clip is close to home. Thank you to Aaron, who reached out to me. He says, EZ, you are in the land of Shorts Brewing while you're up there at Fear Bunker North. And I'm like, well, yes, I am. The community of Bel Air, Michigan is right near Traverse City, I believe. And there's a very famous restaurant brewery called Shorts Brewing Company. And they've been doing it for quite some time. They got a great reputation, nice restaurant, good folks. You go in, have some of their handcrafted brews, you have some food, you have a good time, and then that's it. You know, they got bands that play there. It's all right. It's a nice vibe. Some guy didn't have a great experience there, and he wrote about it with a nasty review. From his perspective as a customer. Well, he didn't include everything in his review, and especially him acting like an asshole. So I'm going to play you what is next, because they have cameras inside of the building. And the guy who runs Shorts indicates he was going to let this go. But since it got off the rails, it is now time to take this to the next level. Jen, who's not in Michigan, she knows about this because last night, this video, after it was posted, it went around the world 5 times. There were more than 1 million views by the time everybody woke up this morning. So this is something. I hope the video still plays because you all are telling me that the video might be down. No, it's not. It's still up. Guy from Shorts Brewing. He wrote this. We are not perfect. Hold on a second. I cannot see it, though I should be able to see it, and I want to be able to share it with you. Not sure what's going on. Think I might be having an internet issue. Jen says she saw it on the Angry Bartenders page, whatever that is. So I think you can see this, but I guess I don't know. To me, what I see you can see is just a black screen. Jen says that the Angry Bartenders page is a great page calling out dip S's in restaurants. Owner says we are not perfect. We strive for perfection, but we do make mistakes. Mistakes we are happy to correct and make right. We had a misfire, no doubt, and put our best foot forward to find the best solution. But that wasn't good enough. Since you're hell-bent on dragging the situation out, we think it's best to give some context to the situation. He's talking to the guy. You twisted the wrong mustache, bud. And since you're ready to take us to the mats, the gloves are coming off. It's a lot of pugilistic references there. Twisted the wrong mustache? Your behavior is unacceptable and downright embarrassing. These are our friends, coworkers, neighbors, and community members. Don't be a poopy pants. Be better. Life is shorts, and you got to drink it while you're here. The guy had written a nasty review. Uh-oh. I think the video might be gone now. I can describe it. In the video, you see the guy standing there arguing with one of the servers. And he's animated about something. Apparently, he was unhappy with the garnish that was served with his pizza. So the garnish is something that's just off to the side. Imagine of all the things that you would be annoyed with, the garnish, the stuff you just look at that comes with the food to make it dress the plate up, that's what you're upset about? Linda says, I've met the owner of Shorts. He has an old-timey handlebar-type mustache. And that's what Chris says, too. So you see him. There's no sound in the video. And then, but he's pissed off. And then he gets up to leave. And then he walks by these two other patrons who are there. And apparently the two patrons, like the chick who's there, she might have muttered something like, "Thank God you're leaving," or something like that. I don't know what she said. But she's got a pizza tray on top of one of those stands. And he walks by it and flips it. And the pizza goes fucking flying everywhere. And people can't believe it. They're like, "What the fuck just happened? Are you kidding me?" So that guy did that. And now the big bad internet machine fired up. And the word on the street is they were identifying him, where he lives, and who his boss is, which, you know, it always goes way back the other way. And I don't mind that, honestly. I'm kind of a pound of flesh guy when somebody acts like a piece of shit like that. And then, you know, it comes back. Like, "Hey, this is who you're working for." Shit like that. Or like Kent Trail's bike asshole. Remember that guy? Which, by the way, I still haven't heard if anything's happened to that guy. I don't think so. I love it when the big bad internet machine introduces the person's boss to their horrible behavior. Fucking love that. Drew Starr is here. Hello, Drew Starr. So glad you're here. Do I say Drewster or Drew Starr? Chris says he was pissy that the couple got seated after them and got their food before them. Kenny the Punisher says this is the kind of guy that probably has a 17-year-old kidnapped fiance. Jen says something I heard other people say. "I felt badly for the woman with him. She might need help getting out of that relationship." Yeah, you know, she treats him like a piece of shit. Or he treats her like a piece of shit. Drewster says, "Dude, we played paintball together at the Eric Zane event." Okay, but I forget who's who. So, Drew Starr. All right, now I got it. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I think I don't recognize your name as being in the chat before. So, unless I'm getting that wrong, welcome. So glad you're here. If I did something like that in front of my wife, like, first of all, made a goddamn big deal over garnish, my redheaded Irish wife would have hit the shit out of me. And if I carried on for any amount of time, I'd be dead, let alone if I hit the other patron's pizza pie and smacked it in the air. I can't tell you how frightening that would be for me. I think she might. I'm not even kidding you. That's the type of thing that if that happened more than once, she'd be looking for a way out. And thank God. Chris says that's his wife, and she made the same shitty post, so she's disgusting too. Fucking horrible. I felt bad for the server. I always feel bad for the servers. Okay, update on the lady. The lady. If you do it right, it takes all day. Now, let's see if this is going to work now. I don't know if it is. All right, I think it will. God, everything's so slow on here. I just can't stand it. Chica was in charge of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheadle. Yesterday, she spent the whole day getting raked over the coals. Today,
assassination attempt. You owe nothing. 4
days after the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump, Republican lawmakers ran after the head of the Secret Service at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle didn't end up answering their questions at the convention.
And we followed her through a mezzanine, up some stairs. The pace kept getting faster and faster, and we're trying to get answers out of her while she's fleeing.
North Dakota Senator Kevin Kramer says he wants more answers from the head of the Secret Service after
So that's old. I thought this was going to be like an update on what just happened. But after all that shit yesterday, well, she quit. She agreed to step down, resign immediately. You know, if I'm her, because that was ugly yesterday in a good way. That had to happen. Hey, it's Eric Zane, and UncommonGoods.com is a great place to shop for the holidays. I just picked up a Himalayan salt barbecue plank. It's a square, 8 inches by 8 inches, 1.5 inches thick, made of Himalayan salt. You put it on the grill and your veggies on top of the Himalayan salt barbecue plank. Oh my gosh. What a way to season the veggies with the Himalayan salt barbecue plank. Just one of the thousands of items for sale for everyone at UncommonGoods.com. I love that when you're shopping for Christmas gifts at UncommonGoods.com, you've got stuff for readers, for nerds, for travelers, for foodies, sports fans, for music lovers. Everything under the sun can be found at UncommonGoods.com. The kids are like, Dad, what do you want for Christmas? And I go, well, just go to UncommonGoods.com and find something that you know I'll like. And you can do the same thing. And I've got a special deal for you. Make this holiday the year you give something truly unforgettable. To get 15% off your next gift, go to UncommonGoods.com/Zane. That's UncommonGoods.com/Zane. You'll get 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. Hello, friends. Your old pal Eric Zane with a word about ultra premium CBD gummies with real botanicals from my friends over at Secret Nature. This is like the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. I partnered with them. You can learn more at secretnature.com/Zane, and you'll also get a special deal there. But my gosh, during the daytime, I've got a daytime gummy that helps me stay focused, gives me steady lift. It's a fantastic, clean vibe within my system. Prior to Secret Nature, I found during the day that I was up and down, and I was like, what is happening to me? But ever since I started using the ultra premium CBD gummies with real botanicals from Secret Nature, those problems are in the past. And people say to me, EZ, when you're talking about this, what do you mean by a clean feeling? I'd say steady, balanced, not overpowering. I just get more done and feel better throughout the day. Probably because Secret Nature is organic, farm-grown, never lab-made. Ultra-premium CBD gummies with real botanicals. Nothing extra. The best in the business. Bliss is what I use during the day for clear focus and productive flow. I want to wind down? Snoozers. Unwind and rest at the end of the day. Consistent, measured CBD per gummy, so there's no guessing. Intentional formulations that feel clean and slot naturally into your routine. Now, this is where you try it. Get 30% off your first order at secretnature.com with code ZANE. That's secretnature.com, code ZANE. Try Bliss during the day, Snoozers in the evening, and let me know how it goes. Again, 30% off your first order at secretnature.com with code ZANE. secretnature.com, code ZANE. Secret Nature. It makes you wonder, did the I don't know, did somebody who is high up the chain said, look, we got to put out this fire. So I want you to go ahead and take one for the team and then just resign. And we'll give you $1 million or something like that. To kind of, draw a line in the sand. All right, we had a 20-year-old kid almost blow the former president's head clean off on national television, seen around the world. We got to start over. This is a pile of shit organization, the Secret Service, and it's your fault. So you're out, get beat up by a bunch of loudmouth members of Congress, and then that's the end of it. But Kimberly Cheadle is done. I still cannot believe that even happened. An attempted assassination that way. Okay, a couple more bizarre stories. This one out of my old stomping ground. I don't know. Okay, this is Cape May, not really my old stomping ground. If I were to go to the boardwalk, I would usually go to Point Pleasant. It's touristy. It's a disaster to park. But if you're in Jersey, you want to go to the beach, I would usually go to Point Pleasant. But Cape May is down by Atlantic City, and this guy was standing there with his kid, his daughter, and they're on the boardwalk. They get some fucking food. They get the French fries in the cup, and one of the things that you can count on when you're there is the birds, the seagulls. They're expecting some fucking tax on the deal, the seagull tax. For generations of seagulls, the way you do this is you fly around, you land, you walk up, and you go, and then they throw you food. Now, if you don't pay that tax, there's a possibility, if you're not careful, that the seagull will actually just go and get the tax himself or herself. And that's what happened here. The seagull went, got the tax that he or she was owed. And in this case, it happened to be from a young girl, a school-age girl who didn't know any better about the tax. And the seagull came in and said, all right, fucker, that's it. That was at Surfside Pier in Maurice Piers. I would call if I was at home. Frank Ziegler was not happy that the seagull stole one of the fries from the daughter, even though the seagull has the right to take it. It's a seagull tax. Everybody knows it. Well, Frank Ziegler, the dad of the kid, I got to say, you got to have some skill to do this. But he swooped in and he scooped up the seagull, and then in one quick action, the seagull was now, the body of it was under Frank's arm like Barry Sanders holding a football, and the head was in the other hand like he's Mariano Rivera getting ready to throw a fastball. So he has ripped it in half. Now, imagine that. He ripped the bird in front of the kid in half. The bird is now, it's horrible. This is a goddamn bloodbath. The kid's right there watching this. The kid's traumatized beyond belief. Okay, at this point, if I'm a cop and I see this, I'm going to shoot the guy for one of many reasons. A, this guy deserves to die. And if he's doing this to a seagull just because the seagull got the French fry for the seagull tax, this guy is probably a serial killer or shouldn't be allowed to walk amongst us with that type of rage pent up in his brain. That's, my God. Also, the cops saw. So then the cops come up and they're like, hey, man, that's it. This is bullshit. You're going to jail for cruelty to animals. He then got in a fight with the cops. Fought with the cops who tried to arrest him for animal cruelty. My God. After he ripped the head off the seagull, he said to the boardwalk workers, can you get me a trash can or a trash bag? So he could dispose of the remains, which he still had in his hands. Ziegler got irate and uncooperative with the cops on an unrelated investigation. Not sure what that means. He was charged with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. Also hit with a third-degree animal cruelty charge for it. This actually happened a few days ago. 18th of July is when it all went down. I can't believe it, man. We live in a world where people are so fucked up and so crazy. Jen says, yeah, they just fly down and steal your fries. That's the seagull tax. You don't have a choice. If you get a cup of fries, you're going to eat about 5 of those things. You know? Speaking of eating, this, I don't want to say influencer, but live streamer in China had a live stream that she realized her friend said, look, hey, you can have some fun and maybe even make some money live streaming. And she's like, what, do I got to do porno? And they go, no. But there's a fun trend that people are doing it because she was doing her live stream. And people are like, oh, God, this is boring. It's like Eric Zane show. And her friends said you can earn tips. There's a fetish where, and her name is Zhao Ting. Zhao Ting, if you start to eat while you're on camera, you can get tips from the audience. Well, she started to do that. And slowly but surely, she was building an audience of weirdos who like to watch her eat. And so then they're like, hey, can you eat this? She'd eat that. Can you eat this? She'd eat that. And then it started to get to like eating challenges. Can you eat this much in this amount of time to earn this much? Well, she started to get good at it. And lo and behold, we essentially have her career now is all day long. She's competitive eating. So imagine like Joey Chestnut at the Coney Island thing for however long he does that and wins the damn thing every year except for this year because he wasn't there. Except she's doing that all day. The latest thing was eating for 10 hours, and she would then do that every single day. She'd be eating 10 hours a day on camera every day. She also challenged herself to eat more than 10,000 calories per dinner and tried a variety of odd dishes. Not since the former Zaniacs were in here did we have such a quest for gluttony. Well, now she's dead. And literally the cause of her death on Zhao Ting's death certificate, Pan Zhao Ting, 24 years old only, she died during a live broadcast from overeating. The autopsy results revealed her abdomen was severely deformed and her stomach was full of undigested food. So, I mean, well, that would stand to reason if you're eating for 10 hours a day. My God. I thought, if I ever get to a point where I'm like complaining about the way I'm making a living, she puts shit into her body. I spew shit all day. I'm going to say that I got it made compared to her. Holy shit. This is a fucking awful existence. Maureen says she must weigh 500 pounds by now. Maureen says she ate herself to death, literally. You know who else did that? Mandisa. No, I take it back. Mandisa died of obesity. Chris says, like the gluttony guy in the movie Seven. Oh, great callback. My God. Nick is here. He says, I knocked, when we're going back to the previous story, I knocked an aggressive goose out cold when I was a kid after it bit me. I believe that. I believe you would do that. Folks, I'm done. I'm out of stuff to talk about, damn it. But I will be back with you tomorrow for day number 3 of 5 of Fear Bunker North broadcast. Thank you for being patient with the Fear Bunker North broadcast. I'm limited a little bit to some degree, but I am trying to do the best I can. I just appreciate you so much. Thank you. God willing to be back tomorrow. Have a good one, folks. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm here. I swear I'm here. I'm alive. Welcome in, friends. The Eric Zane Show podcast Patreon bonus from right here in the Baldwin Ace Hardware. Oh, that's embarrassing. The Impact Power Sports Studio. I've noticed that the internet is shittier than it normally is, and it already was shitty, mind you. I don't know. I think more hillbillies are eating up the satellite internet space up here. Probably a lot of activity at hospiceporn.com from these animals that live up here. Right away, Jeremy is all over. Jeremy is like one of the biggest contributors to Who Are These Free Beers. We've converted him to listening for content from me, and I am blessed to have that. So I haven't had an opportunity to check it out, but our beloved Kelly apparently did ruin a segment in a very Kelly way, but no fussiness. So I'll have to check that out. That might be featured in an upcoming edition of Who Are These Free Beers? Thank you, Jeremy. So this is probably the latest that I've ever started a Patreon bonus podcast, a daily Patreon bonus podcast during the week. Typically, this is done much earlier. But the way it went today was I got done with the free podcast, and I was expecting visitors. Charity Scam Mike, my brother-in-law. He's on his way up to Gaylord for a golf outing. He's going to stop in, say hello, and he did. Thank God. Love that man. He just left. But before I got here to do the free podcast, I stopped by. I was a little hungry. So I got some food, and I prepared the food when I got done with the free show. And I stopped by one of the best places to eat, the Army Surplus Store. I saw it. It says so-and-so's Army Surplus. And it's like an Army Surplus store and museum. But he's got a bin in the back with food that was made probably, 8 to 10 years ago that I wanted to get my hands on at the Army Surplus Store. Some of you are putting two and two together. But your old pal EZ is a fan of Army MREs, meals ready to eat. Okay. These things come in like a blister pack, and they're like $11. And when Army military guys are out in the field, they take an MRE, and it's packed with like a ton of calories. And so what you do is then you eat so that you don't lose your energy when you're out killing the bad guys. So I go, all right, well, this one looks good. Ravioli. So the way this works out, folks, is this food is so perfectly prepared. And there's one guaranteed thing. It might not taste okay, but I'll eat anything. That's why I'm able to eat ass. As you know, if the camera's shaking, it's because Darla's underneath the thing. And they're all in these pouches. They look like this. Everything looks like this. Freeze-dried. And, the ravioli, what you do is it's in the pouch. Get out of there. shaking a camera. And there's a bag with like a chemical thing inside of the plastic bag. It's a pouch. And you put like the ravioli in this bag, and you add like a couple ounces of water. And then you close up the bag and you put it back in the packaging, and a chemical reaction takes place, and the water gets very, very hot. All right? And that heats up the ravioli. And you put the cheese sauce packet in there. Get the fuck out of there. What are you doing? Hold on. Come on. You got yourself in there. Get out, dick. Sorry. I don't want Linda to hate me because I called the dog a dick. I might be able to stabilize this a little more. I don't know if that's going to do anything. Probably made it worse. So I'm heating up the ravioli, and then you open up the other pouch. There's your bread. It's like this. It's the oddest. It's not like it's delicious. Which, by the way, I'm seeing on here it said reconnecting. So if you're getting wonky video, something's going on. I don't know how long this is going to last. It might puke out on me entirely. So I got my bread. And I got my ravioli heating up like 10 minutes in the little oven, little bag oven. I get it out. I rip it open. I put it in my little bowl. I put my cheese and I blend it all in there. And I'm like, this is going to be awesome. I love the idea of these things. I don't know what it is. It's like being a little kid for some reason with your own snack pack that your mother would pack for you. I got my bread. I got my ravioli with my cheese sauce. I've got, let's see, there was this kind of like grain energy bar. And it even comes with a pack of M&Ms for your snack. After. This right here is, it says beverage base powder tropical punch. I didn't get into that because I had a bottle of Faygo. So I got it all here right in front of me. I'm going to edit my podcast. And Chris says, Christ, a Lunchable would be better at that point. What else is in there? It comes with a salt and pepper and a little thing of coffee if you want to be all caffeinated when you're shooting people out in the field. Little plastic spoon and a fork, napkin, coffee creamer comes with it, salt, pepper, and it's all there. I got it all here. I'm going to enjoy my food. Okay. I happened to open this door right here that you can see, and Bruce snuck out. And he got about 2 steps down, and I was going, get back here, you little bugger. Come on now, it's time to eat. And but he kind of got away down the steps, and so it took me, 30, 40 seconds to get him. I scooped him up. I brought him back in, and just in time to see O'Neill doing this. He ate every bit of that shit. Every fucking bit of my MRE. He ate it. He ate it all out of the bowl. He ate the bread. The only thing he didn't eat was the M&Ms. So I paid more than $12 with tax for a thing of M&Ms and an energy bar. The energy bar, he didn't touch that. That was wrapped. But he ate the raviolis, the cheese sauce, and my bread. I felt like I was fucking on the sloop John B. and the fucker ate up all of my corn. Some of you might get that reference. Raise your hand if you get the sloop John B. ate up all of my corn reference. Aaron says that was $12 a meal. Well, yeah, it was, but look, I'm paying for the experience. I like it. Bob says he's sitting on a few cases of those right now. I will buy those off of you. And I will pay for the shipping. Do you eat them? Why do you have those? Are you like are you worried about like the end of the world? You want to have like food ready to go just in case the shit hits a fan again? So that was a bummer. That means I got to go into town and get some pizza or something like that. Welcome to all of you. I see Aaron is here, Bob is here, Jeremy is here, Amy, Amanda. She loves this. She thinks this is great. She's laughing her ass off at this. He's right over here. If you can see. There he is. See how content he looks right now? So then I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to bed. I finished up my work, laid down and crashed. I get exhausted up here. I was telling Diana, I go, you know what I don't like about this whole setup is that this is the place that I go where I never ever think about like work. It's just my only concern usually up here is cutting down a tree, lighting a fire, picking up some sticks. And it's just weird for me to have a very active day of, doing this, which, a lot of people say, it's not work easy. That's not. I mean, it's not like work per se, but it takes a lot of time. And it's just kind of a slog sometimes. The only thing that's really enjoyable about work-related stuff here is the actual communicating. Like, this part is great. I can do this. I love this. This is what I live for. But all the technical shit and setup, tear down, the bad internet, trying to post it. It's a drag, posting shit. It's really a bummer. Amy says, are you wearing your Crocs? Now, right now, I actually have sneakers on. I will say this. Tomorrow might be a weird day for me. I'm not sure. I know I'll be able to do something podcast related, but I'm concerned about the time it's going to take to get everything done like I do in a normal day, because I've got my first radio work outside of the radio station tomorrow. Now, most radio stations like you to do these goddamn appearances. And oftentimes you'll hear me when I do my impression of Radio Guy. I'll say, oh, that's right. We're going to be live broadcasted over at Stiffy's Pub. You can get yourself some tchotchkes. Spin the wheel for a T-shirt. We only have one T-shirt to give away. And I'll be there from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. broadcasting live. Maureen says, is it Arts and Crafts Day tomorrow? No, Arts and Crafts Day is Friday. I'll get to that in a second. No, tomorrow I'm hosting the Feel Good Family Bandshell concert series for the canoe race. I guess they have every shitty hayseed band doing their own local version of Woodstock. We're officially going to call it Dickstock. And I am the MC. And I'm not kidding you. I am slated to be there. I was looking at the company schedule because you got to go in and they like write it on a wall. Schedule, you got to be here, there, this, then. I'm like, okay, where am I? Okay, no, I'm not doing the Shoe Hut. No, I'm not doing the Balloon Animals Festival. Okay, I'm doing the Bandshell Dickstock concert. Okay, I got to get there at 1:45 and 9:45. 1:45 to 9:45. I have to introduce every asshole band that. Hey, welcome to Dickstock. I'm Eric from the radio station. Give it up for Caterpillar tractor trailer drivers from hell. Amanda says, who's playing? I don't know. I'm serious. It's all guys. Okay. If you've ever seen the movie Sling Blade with Billy Bob Thornton and Dwight Yoakam plays a great role in it as Doyle Hargraves. Doyle gets the band back together and they're playing on the porch in front of like 6 people. That's like what we're talking about. Amanda says, I might know the bands. What's the website? These are all great questions. I couldn't tell you. I have no fucking clue. And Maureen says, and you've got to make nice with people. So it's going to be all, hey, how are you? Oh, it's good to see you. Hey, easy, man. I love you. You fucking rock, man. I always want to meet you. And all their teeth are busted out. They're all fucked up. And they're like, oh, fucking shit, no. Jeremy says, Amanda, nobody worth listening to is doing the Canoe Fest in Grayling. Yeah, exactly. Of course. No, you don't know them. Chris says, is Zane or Zaitunian showing up? I don't know these people. I think you're going to have a 98% Zaitunian day. Hey, how are you? Oh, I'm just so glad to be here spinning the tunes. And I am. I like it. I like the job. I like going to the radio station. I love doing the job. I'm not complaining about that at all. But so you can see on a normal day up here, you know, after I get back from the radio station, you know now, that first day I got started around 10:35. That's because I just got after it and talked. I didn't have anything prepared because I had to get Benny to the vet. But Benny and the vet. But the rest of the days, Tuesday, Wednesday, I've had to, look up stories, make sure everything's set, ready to go, if it works even. You know how it is, how it's been. But whatever, we'll figure it out. I think it's still better than not doing a show, frankly. I've enjoyed doing it. But, if I get rolling 11:15, 11:20, great. And then, after I get it done, I got to post it and then all that shit. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may do a truncated podcast, short, free podcast, to be able to buy me some time. Now, I will say this. I said to the boss lady, I go, this is number 3. I go, number 3, I have a question. What? It says 1:45 to 9:45. Is there any wiggle room on that time? That's 8 hours. Oh, yeah, there's tons of wiggle room. I go, okay, good. All right, so that was just all bullshit. Yeah, well, the first band goes on at 1:45. All you got to do is intro them, Eric, and then leave. Oh, that's it? Oh, no. Then you got to come back because the Swarming Mosquitoes Grass Band is going to be on stage at 3. So you got to intro them. And then you can leave. I go, okay. All right. Then at 4:30, Vengeance with a Turkey Wing is on stage. And you got to intro them. Okay, then I'm like, ugh. And then over at 6 p.m., the Can of Off Mosquito Repellent Blues Band takes the stage. You got to intro them. And then the Sounds of Jamaica Dobro Brass Band is going to be on at 7:30. And then at 9:45, you've got to introduce the Pine Cone Jug Band. By the way, how many of you think that those are real names to bands? I made all those up off the top of my head. But I don't think Amanda is getting the joke. As if there would be a band called the Can of Off Mosquito Repellent Blues Band. Because as I'm writing that, she wrote, nope, I don't recognize any of the bands. She says, oh, I was looking at the website. Were you? Were you really? All right. So I don't know. Chris says, we need you to introduce every band like Kiss. You wanted the best. You got the best. The hottest band in the world. The Off Mosquito Repellent Brass Blues Band. It may be fun for me to shoot video of each introduction and send it your way. That would be fun. Great idea. You didn't come up with that one. I came up with that one. All right. So, I don't know, man. I guess that would mean introduce a band, come back here, let the dogs out, turn on the podcast machine or edit something. It's play it by ear tomorrow on this show. That's all I'll tell you. It is a play it by ear scenario. They might be great. I don't know. Apparently, there actually is bands. One named Dude Man Sir. Another one called The Knockoffs. Spelled funny. Okay. Well, there you go. You should come on up. Amy gives me the idea. Easy. Write that down with your crayon. There you go. Band intros. There you go. Thank you, my dear. Hey, whatever it takes to get the fucking job done. You know that? All right, there are a couple stories that I want to get to. I think this is going to work. Off the coast of New Hampshire. Not far from where we were when we were in Maine. We were up the coast quite a bit, but still similar type of setting, the waters of the Atlantic Ocean. People do their whale watching excursions on their own. You may have already seen this. I'm a little late on the story, but one of the a humpback whale, not at all different than the ones that we were watching, comes flying out of the water and lands on this boat. Let's check it out. God willing, this works.
Well, this was a wild sight to say the least. A whale jumping out of the water and then capsizing a boat off the coastline of New Hampshire. That crash sent the man on board flying into the water.
Two teenagers on another boat captured that incredible incident on camera, and they tell WBZ's Mike Sullivan it was something they will never forget.
No.
You know the risk when you come out here. It's really unusual what happened to us this morning.
Greg Packett and Ryland Kenny were fishing off the waters of Rye, cruising out no different than now. Only then their boat hadn't been capsized by a whale.
Thankfully, it was slow enough that I could kind of swim my way out away from it before it completely capsized.
Colin and Wyatt Yeager were fishing nearby when it happened.
We saw it come out a few more times.
The whale was feeding off pogies below. Colin had his rod in one hand, a phone in the other.
It's just unreal, completely unreal.
He snagged a striper on his line right as he hit record on this video.
Yeah, all of a sudden, bam, right there.
The whale leaped out of the water, cresting over Greg and Ryland's boat.
He just happened to come up. He had a mouthful of fish coming in and just crashed down on the back of the boat.
The bow rose into the air, submerging and rolling their boat.
Not much time to react. And so I took a few steps up and basically did a Superman off the boat.
It took Ryland several frantic moments to even find Greg in the water.
I honestly think, I didn't think we were in the water a minute, if that.
That's because the two boys came to their rescue.
It was just kind of instinct. Immediately just kind of started driving over. I didn't have a line in the water.
Both men made it out safely. The boat and their belongings, not so much.
Oh yeah, I tried to find my iPhone. I wanted to see where it was, but unfortunately there was no signal, so.
You have been watching our ride back to the scene where it all happened.
Oh, there he goes. There goes his back.
The whale still hasn't left.
That's the one thing we got to realize is this is their home. It's their ocean. Yeah. So, we're in their way.
When we drove out here, I don't think you had life vests on. And then as soon as we saw the whale again, now you have the life vest on.
Yeah. I'm always going to have a life jacket on.
So should anyone willing to cross its path again. In Rye, I'm Mike Sullivan, WBZ News.
It looks like one of those toy boats that just goes whoop.
You see people on kayaks with whales around and they don't freak out. Now they might freak out.
Incredible. Thanks.
Jesus. That is fucking nuts. What the fuck happened to the boat? Are they on a different boat now than when they were shooting that video, or is the boat gone? That's a question that I think wasn't really answered. Sarah says, no. Dude's seriously worried about his iPhone. Chris says, Whale's got his middle flipper out for sure. Maureen says, good Lord, I wouldn't be back out on that water ever again. That's crazy that he went back out there. And then they see the same whale. He's just still eating. He's like, fuck you. I was a little worried about the whale getting hurt. Aaron says, playing this video is going to make this implode. I think we made it. Sarah adds, screw that. When we were whale watching in Australia, one swam under our boat. Hell no, never again. Jeremy says, quote, we're going to need a bigger boat. Jaws, said by those guys, probably. Amanda says, the Atomic Cafe on the Ensemble main stage, Ann Arbor's favorite 80s college band, has reformed with its original members, the knockoffs, as well as a few new ones, now consisting of 8 members, including a 3 and some, and then it ends. Sounds great. And I'm going to be there for the knockoffs. It's going to be stellar. Who knows? Something fantastic may happen. Me out in the wild like that, that's when shit goes down. That's when interesting things happen out in the wild. I mean, I could sit here all day and tell you about stories of O'Neill eating my meal ready to eat, and you'll laugh in my fucking face. And we can sit there, and Amanda can say something silly, and I can go and make fun of her. Those are always good moments. They're not bad moments. I enjoy doing them, and hopefully you do too. But if I can venture out into the wild and hang with some of the great minds in the local community of Grayling, Michigan, holy fuck. Which, by the way, I called Stu McAllister today. I go, Stu, I'm in Grayling. He goes, oh, fuck, burn it down. On Big 101.3, for the past 3 weeks, I have been saying on the radio, hey, Dane Cook's coming to town. Dane Cook with special opening act Stu McAllister at DeVos Performance Hall. Get your tickets online, or you can win them just by emailing 1013big.com. Sign up to win, and good luck. So phone calls start trickling. He goes, easy. What is it? People are reaching out to me, asking me if I'm getting back into comedy and if I'm opening up. Hey, congrats on the Dane Cook gig. I go, what are you telling him? He goes, well, I'm telling him I'm not doing it. I go, that's stupid. Come on, have some fun with these people. Then this week, I voice tracked well in advance. I just got off the air on Big 101.3 at 7 p.m. Right now it's 7:10. Several times during my shift, not a show, shift. Now I'm saying, well, ladies and gentlemen, the folks at Ticketmaster, and I just make all this up, but they believe it, are noticing that most of the tickets sold are with the Stu McAllister link. And so they're figuring that Stu McAllister is selling all the tickets for the Dane Cook show, so they are now putting Stu on as the headliner at DeVos Performance Hall, and Dane Cook is now opening up for Stu McAllister. Go see the triumphant return of Stu McAllister with Dane Cook at DeVos Performance Hall. Go to 1013big.com to win tickets. Linda says Stu McAllister, local dog abuser. Okay. That's not true. You can't say he's abusing his dog. He's very concerned about his dog. His dog, Sadie, is having problems, and he's putting his best foot forward to take care of the dog, trying to get the dog a wheelchair. I don't know if you heard about that. You're probably not following him now, but that dog that he yelled at, I don't know, maybe he yelled at the dog, and his yelling was so powerful, it destroyed the dog's back legs. I don't know. Now, if I looked at you and said that I never yelled at my dogs, I'd be lying. Do I yell like Stu did on the video on his podcast? No, I don't do that. Did I yell at O'Neill at all when he ate my entire MRE? Not a bit. Not a fucking bit. I just looked at him. I mean, what the fuck am I going to do? But I did go, O'Neill. O'Neill. Oh, my goodness. O'Neill. And that's it, man. Ears down, and then this is the face. And he's like that. So, I caught him in the act. What more can I do? Chris says, Linda is from Buffalo. We have a special, stupid type of temper, generally from years of watching Bills losses. Kevin said he had an epic rant for you haters of Stu. Ooh, he did. How can I hear this? What day? About what time? I need this info, Kevin Kuipers. You can text it or email it to me. Now we're talking. All right. I'm telling you, just what the doctor ordered, that nap was so right for me. It put me in the right frame of mind. I feel so good right now. But I am going to leave it there. I am going to wrap this up because I'm going to go into town and check out the Atomic whatever main stage to see what's going on for tomorrow's festivities. So as always, you've been an amazing audience. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for being part of the Patreon. You are truly part of the backbone that keeps me doing this. For now, over, let's see, February, March, April, May, June. We are now past 5. It's 5 years, 6 months plus. Amanda says Eric Tatum went to Bar Harbor. Oh, he probably hated it. Thanks for being here, folks. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.